Hello and welcome to Homer for Sunday, March 23rd, 2025. Hoi totete clisies in enatre idau agenonto. Tus menara cruceois in cupelois sui esecaion. Te decatalo tenalos anastado nectereionto. Protos dexerein wanax andron Agamemnon. Pagemo poluain Odysseum megacurus ecaion. Ere telene sinelec semenai deion pur. Ape picolos teteke megaletora tuumon. Tondaute prese pipalut las dios Odysseus. Atre de cudis de wanax andron Agamemnon. Que noscu keteles besai colonality malon. Pim planetai meneos sedenainete ere sedora. Auton se frasdesta enargeiois ianogen. Hopos meneiaste seos kai laun kaion. Autos de peles no meioi faino menefi. Neia so selmus del kemenam vialisas. Liar's a bit out of tune, but that's okay. Anyway, great. 1 second. But, dear audience understands that, this particular Homer YouTube channel, as has been enthused many times, is a first take, last take performance channel. We do what we must. Anyway, okay, so, but when the others were now come to the huts of the son of Atreus, the sons of the Achaeans stood up on this side and that, and pledged them in cups of gold, and questioned them. And the king of men, Agamemnon, was the first to ask, Come, tell me now, Odysseus, greatly to be praised, thou great glory of the Achaeans, is he, Achilles, minded to ward off consuming fire from the ships, or said he nay, and doth wrath still possess his proud spirit, megaletora tuumon? Then much enduring goodly Odysseus answered him, Most glorious son of Atreus, Agamemnon, king of men, he verily is not minded to quench his wrath, but is filled yet more with fury, and will have none of thee or of thy gifts. For thine own self he biddeth thee to take counsel amid the Argives, how thou mayest save the ships and the host of the Achaeans. But himself, he threateneth that at break of day he will launch upon the sea his well-benched curved ships. And he said that he would counsel others also. Okay, well, that's going farther. We have this wonderful word here at the end, fine, no menefi, when dawn is appearing, right? Such a great word. Anainatai, he does not estimate at all. He rejects your gifts, sadora, right? And you can hear a little bit of echo here throughout this line where he has auton se frazd, and then saos se dainatai, right? Se dainatai sadora. So we have four. Okay, so this gets really fun. We have four se da, and then sa do, right, and then se fra, right, and then sao, right here. Okay, but it gets better because if you look at the top here, right, you have Odysseus sa treide, right, pollut las dios, right. It's kind of like sai colon, right. Meneos sedai, right? Okay, I'm trying not to just like list the sigmas here, but like basically, I think it's always important. Okay, there's so many things to talk about in the text. Like, like he still doesn't mention Achilles' name, right? He being Agamemnon. No mention of Achilles' name, right? Why? So when they take the cups of gold, right? they cheer everybody, and they're like, okay, this is great, right? Like, and welcome home, welcome back to the camp, but like, okay, tell us the good word, right? Tell us what's happened. And but he kind of instinctually knows, I feel, that like nothing good has happened, right? And that's why he's still not mentioning Achilles' name. The argument is not over, right? What's really the problem here has not been settled, and Agamemnon knows that. He might have even known it this entire time. But I think, okay, great details, right? But I also think that it's worth noting, because I'm sure that everybody who is an avid listener of the Christopher Colby Homer YouTube channel will undoubtedly find themselves performing Book 9 of the Iliad one day, and they will notice that there are cool echoes that appear throughout the text like that, right? So there's a lot of detail in the basic construction of these lines one after another, and I think it really does help for the rhetorical effect here. Basically, like this this sound that you have like in your singing while you're performing the text, you feel it coming on, and you can imagine how if somebody were to memorize all of this, right, which is, I'm sure it's coming very soon, we'll memorize the entire the Iliad. If you memorize it all, you would definitely feel that, right? You would feel yourself tracking over these things over and over again, and in a playing field of thousands and thousands of Homeric bards, or at least students that have to learn this even, right, in later centuries, surely this would be something that they would notice and incorporate at least some into their interpretation, I think. Anyway, that's just why I want to point that out. But other things that I think are cool here, as far as like saying it out loud, right? Hal kadel kemenam vielisas. Haladel kemenam vielisas. Excuse me. I was going into trochaics there. I like this, the rowing on both sides, going to the sea, right? Going to the sea, towards the Halys, right? Halada, it's kind of like Helada, right? When you to Greece, to the sea, right? Anyway, just a cool word. Eusalmus haladel kemenam vielisas, right? Okay. Well, anyway, whatever. The important part about these last two lines, though, is, and I think the deliverable plot-wise, why the plot is important, is that Achilles is threatening to take his ships out there, apelesin, right? So he's minded. He's thinking about it, right? He's sort of like he's thinking about it, right? Like this is very much on his mind, right? But it's not completely definitive, right? And we will see how the Achaeans take this in our reading tomorrow. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Sunday. Take care.